Game 3, it is on Friday, but if you're a Suns fan, it cannot get here soon enough. Joy, it has been big bad for the Phoenix Suns. Who is to blame for the 0-2 deficit?
Yep, the big bad wolf. Huffed and he puffed. I got to go with the big three, right?
Yeah, 1, 2, and 3.
1, 2. Book had 20, KD had 18 on 15 shots. Beal had 14 points. They had 52 points on 18 of 45 shooting.
That ain't good enough.
This is why I don't pay attention to regular season wins. When you get to the postseason, it is a different season. They were 3-0 against the Wolves during the regular season, were the Suns. They averaged 118 points per game. They won those games by more than 15 points per game. They shot 53% from the field and 48.8% from beyond the arc. They were a different team against the Wolves during the regular season. Well, now it's the postseason. Now we got to put out our best effort night in and night out. And listen, the Timberwolves are not playing with these boys.
At all.
They are playing aggressive. They are playing with effort. They are finishing. They are back and forth. They look faster. They look like they want it more. And they do. Like, they are beating them down. I'm not completely out of hope because they are going home. We'll see how they play, see if they get it together. Grayson Allen being injured again is concerning because they need his production. But I have to say, it's disappointing from these three players who are the three of the best scorers in the league, and that has been the issue. It's one thing if I don't even know. The way that this team is constructed, you score a bunch of points. That's you just outscore the opponent. You're not getting into a low defensive battle. That's not how the Suns are constructed, and they're not stepping up in the way that they need to. They've got to score more, and that's when your team is built a certain way, you've got to do what your team is built to do. And the Wolves are just taking them out of their element.
It's bad. It's real bad. I agree with Joy, honestly. I think what's going on with the Phoenix Suns is the collective curse of the gifted. We often talk about the curse of the gifted. When you're so good at something that you don't bother developing your other skills. The Suns are so good at scoring between KD, between Book, between Beal. We overlooked chemistry.
Are they?
We overlooked effort, historically speaking. Overlooked chemistry. We overlook effort. We overlook team camaraderie. We overlooked all of the other necessary skills that it takes to win that the T-Wolves did not overlook, and now they are putting it on full display. The defense, they locking all them boys down. And we all know that the basketball travels faster than a man. So we sitting here watching the Suns go one-on-one getting locked up. Meanwhile, the T-Wolves actually playing team basketball. It reminds me of the Spurs back in 2014 when I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, LeBron, D-Wade, Bosh. But then you watch the Spurs, bum, 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 bum. It's like, God, dog, it's just a collective team game versus some incredibly talented individuals. So that's who I blame 2-5 as a curse of the game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a different route, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the Timberwolves, right? I'm gonna give them some credit, first of all. They playing defense.
I like it.
Ant-Man called us out earlier. He said that, we look forward to the matchup. If you really watch them, they switching on everything. Like, okay, oh, yeah, KD cool. Is it Booker? Is it Bill? They switching on everything. And I think that the length of the T-Wolves are making it an issue for them. That's one part, right? And the hustle. They getting our rebound, like 20-something rebounds, right? Less 20 points less in the playoffs in the regular season. Like, you see the fight they have. I don't see the fight for the Suns. And then another thing is, I'm gonna go so that the Timberwolves. The second one is the Suns. The Suns' big three. You talk about scoring, right? That's what we thought. When we heard Bill was coming around, like, oh my God, KD, Booker, and Bill, that's buckets on buckets on buckets.
Buckets.
But when you watch them, there's no offense.
Nothing.
Whole bunch of isolations, right? And then they dan up. Bradley Beal. Ooh, I'm gonna call him out.
Please.
Because even though KD didn't shoot the ball well, Booker hasn't shot the ball well, right? But on a team, you might have one good defender. Okay, cool. You might have two good defenders.
Yep.
You don't got three good defenders. I watched Anthony Towns guard Bradley Beal numerous of times, and he's in foul trouble, and you can't get a bucket?
Not one.
I'm being serious here. Like that's. I used to watch him in Washington give him buckets. Blah, step back jumper.
24/7.
Right? So when you ask me, like, yo, what's the real issue? I need more from you guys on offense. I'm not calling these other dudes. Grayson Allen, yes, he was shooting the ball phenomenal all year, but he got hurt, right? He's out of there. What are you going to do as a big three, right? I mean, y'all called out, Kendrick Moore called them all out, the big three. I don't see the big three. I see what's a big one. That's Ant-Man and the Wolves. So if you ask me who the biggest issue is, I'm going with the hustle and the attitude and the defense of the Timberwolves, and I'm going to lack of offense from the big three, and mostly I'm pointing out Bradley Beal. Bro, where you at? Where you at?
Shady, you right on it, man.
Hey.
Devin Booker is an all-star. He got his own shoe.
He do got
A lot
that.
of kids wearing the D-books.
The D-books.
He ain't doing nothing in his own shoe. KD, Hall of Famer, got his own shoe.
A gall.
He ain't show up yesterday. Bradley Beal, I don't even know what Bradley Beal doing, to be honest with you. He missing dunks.
He got his own shoe?
No, he ain't got his own shoe. He missing wide open dunks. He can't take a big off the dribble and
Foul trouble big.
and go get you a bucket. But not only that, watching that game yesterday, between Booker and Bradley Beal, they had 10-plus turnovers. All right, not good enough. They falling all on the ground. But watching that game yesterday, I'm like, is this the playoffs? Because as I'm watching it, I'm like,
What is that?
these dudes don't want to be out here. We all been in games and been in competition to where you just finally just look at yourself like, man, I ain't even really want to be out here. It's just one of them. That's how it was for the Phoenix Suns yesterday. Them dudes looked like they did not want to be out there. It wasn't no emotion when Minnesota went on a run. It wasn't no emotion when they was missing a bunch of. It was nothing. It wasn't no emotion when the coach called a timeout. It was nothing. They literally looked like they did not want to be out there to play that game of basketball. And you beat this team 3 times in a row, not in a row, but 3-0 in the regular season. And then the first 2 playoff games, y'all get beat down like this and look like you don't even want to be there?
Another thing I watched
Come
too,
on,
though,
man.
right, is Minnesota. We talked about this yesterday. We don't see them scoring all these points because I'm like, yo, that's not what they do, right? Ain't man gonna get his buckets. Got some shooters gonna play good defense, right? Get some turnovers, points on turnovers, etc. Mike Conley pick and roll. They gonna do his little thing, but not like a scoring team. When I watched this game yesterday, they couldn't defend the pick and roll. I'm like, how are these dudes so wide open, right? Like, what are we doing? It's crazy to say this though, and like. For that much experience, that much talent, when you watch them play, I don't really see it. Pick and rolls, that's simple.
And no disrespect to
man.
everybody on the Timberwolves, but it's basically 3 All-Stars versus Ant. Like if we
They play
no
hard.
disrespect to Anthony Towns. Anthony Towns is a good player and all that type stuff. But Ant is that dude. You have 3 premier All-Stars on the Suns. Really versus Ant.
James-
And y'all are getting drugged.
He didn't even really dominate last game.
I think that's shame on us, though, James. I can no longer agree with that statement, big dog, because how much longer are we going to get fooled? I'm done buying big threes. I'm selling my big 3 stock from here on out. Like, shout out to what LeBron James was able to do in Miami back in 2011 to 2013, 2014. I'm selling my stock in big threes. I mean, y'all, we've seen it. We're seeing it right now with the Suns. We saw it with KD with the Nets. Saw it with another iteration of KD with the Nets. Like, how long are we going to keep buying into big threes when we're seeing teams destruct big threes before our eyes? Like, we're seeing team basketball, the Nuggets, a team. The Bucks, before that, a team. The Warriors, a team. Teams.
Yeah, because that's when you
stars,
had
though.
a successful big 3, it was built on a team.
Correct.
Like that is the misconception about the Miami, not to brag on the Miami Heat, but that's how that was built.
Yeah.
They all took less money to play together. The roster was constructed beautifully. It wasn't left to whatever it was the year before. They made incredible additions. They had people in the building. They developed young players. So it was a team and the big 3. When you're just pooling these players together and you're just forgetting about the rest of the roster, this is what you're left with. And if the big 3 don't play big 3 basketball every single night, particularly in the postseason when it matters most, then this is going to be the result because you don't have that team chemistry that was built with the Miami Heat when you had the big 3. That's a very rare situation. This is also just really lack of effort. Like the Timberwolves are, first of all, not a bad team. They are a young team and they have a lot of good players. We're making it seem like this roster isn't nothing. We're paying attention to KD, which is obviously a name that bears respect, Devin Booker and Bradley Beal as shooters. KD is the most complete player out of those 3 as well. You're looking at a top-heavy team that is built to win a certain way. When things start to fall apart, what do? The Timberwolves had 31 points off of turnovers. The Suns had 2. That is effort. That is energy. That is team basketball. So what they're really lacking is the complexity of the roster.
Correct.
But you knew that. This was not news. This was the conversation the moment that this was constructed. So what's being asked is the best players need to perform.
They look crazy.
Not even their best, just their normal baseline good, and that's what they did during the regular season against this team.
I hear y'all though, but like, if you ask me, I'm taking a big 3. Right?
No
Because
question.
now we're in the playoffs, like I get the team thing, right? Because you do need the team aspect of the game. But the bench players now ain't playing that many minutes. True. It's the playoffs, right? We out there for 40 minutes, right? Get some break when you get some break, but not right now. When I'm watching Bradley Beal, I'm like, yo, you got the big on you? Yeah. And basketball now is transition now, right? Back then with the Jordans and all the Kobe's, it's do what you want to do. Yeah. As bad as guard me, it don't matter, right? I'm gonna give you buckets. Now it's like we're gonna get the weakest defender. Pick and roll, okay, now I got the big on me. Steph Curry, right, James Harden, all that. That's what you want. You got Anthony Towns on you, and you can't give you buckets. So if you ask me what you want, I want the big three. No question. Looking at the Timberwolves, no disrespect to them. They play good team ball, like Joy talked about. They play hard, tough defense. Yeah. But other than that, like if you need some buckets, I mean, our getting buckets from turnovers. Yeah. They score for turnovers. I need my dude, look, we need a bucket. I don't need no turnovers. I need you to get a bucket.
And not only that, every time we talk about even championship basketball teams, even if they may lose. Like last year, the Miami Heat, are they a team? Are they a team, Joy? They are a really good team. They are coached really well. They were in the finals last year, and all we can say was, man, if Jimmy Butler had one more star. Right. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So
that is true. Right.
You need stars to win.
You do.
Your stars just got to deliver. That was crazy.
But James,
they look crazy.
The problem is, like, you do need stars to win, but I'm with Joy on this one in the sense of, like, I'm taking team over talent. We've seen it too much. We've seen it too much.
But we just was sitting up here.
Can you get both, though, Joe? Can we get both?
I'm taking a really talented team. Like, the reason why the Nuggets are so dominant is because they have extreme talent at the top.
Yes, they do.
And they have really good players through the rest of the roster. And they were intentional about how they put that roster together.
Right. But really quick, Acho. Before the playoffs started, we said, which team in the West can give the Nuggets?
Said the Suns.
We said this.
We did.
What are you? That's crazy.
The series isn't over.
I know, but it's possible. It looked over yesterday.
It looked over both nights. It has not looked good since the moment that it started. There's more basketball to play. They could still turn this around. Again, I don't like to pay too much attention to what happens during the regular season, but it's not like they've never beaten this team before. It's not like we're talking about the Lakers and Nuggets. No shade. But this is a different situation. Now, look, it could all slip away, and the Timberwolves are going to, sweep or gentlemen sweep. I don't see that happening because of the talent that the Suns have. But they have to figure it out.
But you can't. Maybe it's just I love teams. I don't know why. In life in general, I like team sports. I like team things. I like team camaraderie.
You like underdogs?
Not like underdogs. I like chemistry. I think chemistry matters. And when I think about the Suns, Joy, I don't know if they can build chemistry quick enough to win this series. Because to me, what they lack right now is they lack chemistry. I don't think they lack talent. I think they lack chemistry. I think they lack the nuances of a roster, like who is going to hustle for the loose balls, who is going to be the heart and soul of the team. It can't be your stars. Yeah. Stars don't do that. You need other people to do that.
But that was always going to be the question with the Suns, because I agree with you. Last year when I was like, no, guys, the Heat could win, it's not because they had the most talented roster. We went back and forth about this. It's because they were the better team, and at the end of the day, this is a team game. Correct. I'm with Shady. You're not going all the way down the bench for contributors when you get to the postseason. But they have to do not even the bench. They have to do their top three, have to produce. That is just the way that they have been set up from day one, and they're not doing that, and the results of it are terrifying to watch.
I also think, one of your top three has to be a grinder, especially in this day and age. One of the top three, whether it was the Bucks, whether it is Jokic, Murray, and last year, if we're being honest, it was Gordon in the playoffs, which was to some degree a surprise. Whether it was Kawhi in 2019 with the Raptors, whether one of your top three, AD and LeBron when they won in 2020, one of your top three got to be a grinder. One of them has to just be and right now you're seeing it with the T-Wolves. I don't know that anybody on Phoenix, because all of them have been top-notch scorers. I don't know, James Jones, if any of them are just
I hear what you're saying, but a lot of the issues is scoring. What we're talking about right now is okay, team thing, cool, I'm with that, right? If personally me, I'm going to take more talent than the team, even the Nuggets, right? We love to talk about them, how much team they are. They got a lot of talent, man, right? They got a lot of talent.
But don't you think their team accentuates the talent? Aaron Gordon individually, before he was in Denver, he wasn't anything. He was a great slam dunk champion. Casey,
he was a dog in Orlando.
How talented do you think he is, though? Aaron Gordon.
Really talented.
He's so talented that, Jokic couldn't guard Anthony Davis. Cool. Mike Malone made the timeout adjustment. Aaron Gordon started guarding Anthony Davis. And what happened? Couldn't score.
Couldn't score.
So when you talk about talent,
I guess what I'm talking about,
a 6'9", right?
Athlete,
forward, right?
athlete.
Can run the point, can run the floor, right? Backdoor cut, everything. This stuff matters. So when you look at the
But who does
Porter
does
Jr.
any- does
is
anybody-
pretty talented.
He's 6'10",
But let's not rewrite talent.
Okay.
Because any, and again, I could be totally off here. Basketball heads, apologize in advance. Has any Denver player in the last 3 years made an all-star appearance outside of Jokic? Made an all-star appearance? None.
No.
So like,
but hold on.
let's not call.
Just because of that, though, Murray is an
if you
all-star
put
player,
Murray on the Timberwolves and he's a starter, you think he's gonna make an all-star appearance?
I would assume so because
Yeah, so you gotta look at the layers of things. Like on different teams, I can tell you players that would have been bigger players on other teams.
Yeah.
But let's just stick to what we talking about the Suns.
Yes, sir.
The issue with the Suns, they turn the ball over, the hustle's not there.
Definitely.
But the big part is the offense.
They ain't scoring the ball.
And then when you added Kevin Durant, then you added Bradley Beal, already having Booker, offense should never be the question. Do you agree?
No doubt.
So when I'm asking you is, okay, I hear what you're saying about the team and all that, but the issue they having is scoring, and you have 3 of the top scorers of the league. That's my issue. And I'm trying to figure out what that is. Why is that?
Wouldn't you say, just even as a hoop fan and a hooper yourself, wouldn't you say to me it's a large part a lack of ball movement? I watched an offensive possession, and I saw Beal go one-on-one, can get a bucket.
Yeah.
Then the T-Wolves get the ball, I saw pass, layup.
Why is that? Hold on, why is that? If you go to all the top scores, right, we can sit here and do a list, right? Majority of them is isolation scores. That's what the game has changed to. Pick and roll, isolation scoring.
But what about the majority of top offenses, not top scorers? Because don't you think that to me is where the difference is?
When you do that when you need scoring.
But
You know what I'm saying? If you dudes can't go out there and just get a crazy, like I think as a coach, right? Think about it. If I'm a really good coach and I'm drawing all these different plays up to get a bucket, right? Hopefully it works. Or
You just got a guy.
if everything fails, I know I can call on him.
Yep.
I call on him, and I can call on my third dude and get a bucket.
That's a good point.
Come
And
on.
not only that, we're talking about a team like they ain't beat the Timberwolves. They swept these boys in the regular season. They ain't had no chemistry in the regular season. Them boys was getting buckets. Where's the offense? It was probably 3 series in a row to where I seen Nurkic doing one-on-one down there. KD, go get the ball.
Yeah.
But they just don't know what they are doing out there, and it's crazy. They beat this team in the regular season. The final game of the regular season by double digits when the #1 seed was on the line for the Timberwolves because they could not guard booking them. Now, I don't know what the Suns
Can you announce
is
this,
doing.
though, real quick? We're in L.A., we're not joking. It's a Timberwolves fan with a jacket on here. I can't believe it. It's like they haven't been here before. I'm so excited.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.